Yo, hello everyone. How's everyone doing? Uh, this is gonna be, it's not my first stream, but it's gonna be my first stream in a while. Uh, Usually, in the past when I was streaming, I was just trying to get into the habit of animating every day, but I think, just due to my life circumstances, I'm just not gonna do that because, I got finals coming up and stuff. So that's just not gonna be an option. Yeah, so I'll just stream whenever I can, but I want to do a bunch of studies of animators I like. I'm trying to get better at animation. I'm trying to be a better animator and just building the correct habits of studying my favorite animators and at the end of the studies, because I want to do like for each. So basically this channel is going to be basically a documentation of what I learned from these animators and personal projects. So yeah, I want to study some old Utapon because I really like the choreography, the movement that Utapon, the movement that the movement, the animation basically. I want to study Utapon a bunch. I really like his sense of timing, his sense of spacing. Makes his animation feel really weighty. Of course, studying some of his sequences is going to be quite interesting, you know. Something that, because I've studied it upon before, I'm just really bad at. I think maybe I'm just dumb, but I'm bad at. I don't have that much faith in myself when executing animation. So, yeah, I just want to get better. Anyway, I did one study before this already. I'm gonna talk about it a bit. This is a study of the Soul Eater Maka versus Jack the Ripper, and it's a part where Jack the Ripper slices off the that one really cool cut where the camera follows Jack's hand as it's swiping through, and then the momentum is transferred into the next cut when it hits Maka. And I thought that's Nori Matsumoto and Yutaka Nakamura actually, because that's basically the two action animators I've really whose works have really gone through. I'm sure this is just like a thing in action animation, have like a really cool way of like making sure there's continuity in their cuts. Like how to better explain continuity is basically like one action in one cut like leads into the next action, carrying the momentum of that action. So like if I'm swinging a hand, like in this case with Jack the Ripper, I should probably like get the Sakugaboru clip. Let me get the Sakugaboru clip and maybe that'll be like better explain what I'm trying to say. Soul Eater. Alright, so I got the clip here. I wonder if I can. Yesterday there's a thing I could do where I could like. Oh no, this isn't the right card. Here we are. Okay, oh, that's interesting. I think Firefox requires like the card to be a certain length. Okay, like basically the thing that I wanted to explain is basically all everywhere. You can see it everywhere you kind of look. Let's see. It's right here. This is the card I was studying here. And so I was explaining that before this, you have this really cool cut of Jack's hand, like, and the camera following Jack's hand. Currently, I think the animators that kind of take a lot of inspiration from this, especially animators like Miso and Nakaya Onsen, um, who do this. They have the camera follow where the action's going to be. So the camera follows the hand here. The hand is really slow. Um, then it kind of zooms past the area where the camera is looking at, and then that momentum is kind of carried forward into the next cut when it hits Maka. So this is the cut that I was studying. I really like the sense of weight when Maka lands, and then this really cool staff move that she does where she spins her staff and boom, just has it like actually attack Jack the Ripper. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. This is so sick. I love it so much. Um, yeah, so I did my own study of that. Just so cool. So cool. Um, and so I think what I'll do right now is just basically try and do an attempt by myself of a similar cut. One of the things that I've kind of learned looking at Yutapon's animation is he uses, okay, it's probably because I'm also viewing it from Sakugabora and not the original layout, but he does, even in some of his original layouts, he does use quite a lot of frames. He We've read the animator's survival kit. He does this thing where he's animated enough that um his touch can be felt in the animation, right? His peculiarities, his senses can be felt in the animation. I think that's really cool, actually. Um, it's something that's talked about in the animation survival kit by some of the some of the greats or something old men. I don't know adjective to use when describing them, but it's something that they talk about. Like, I think it was Milt Carl who talked about, like, I probably have to check, but talked about, like, when being asked how much he's supposed to leave to the in-betweens, he talked about how he does enough so that his touch can be felt in the animation. And I feel like Kitopon's the same way, um, in that sense. So, yeah. The playback on Clip Studio Paint is absolutely dog shit because what the fuck? It's being played at 12 frames per second. So, like, usually if you, like, take this, like, if you take the frame, you take the playback here and adjust the animation based on it, you'll end up, like, fucking animation up because it's just, this isn't how it actually looks. Maybe they improved it in the later versions because currently I'm using the version 2, another version 4, and so um maybe they changed it up, you know. Yeah. um yeah, so that's basically what I'll be doing today. Also, another really cool thing that I did learn, but I've been not putting it into practice as often as I should, is um having a grid and having the character have shadows. I think I learned this from one of Ian's streams where he was talking about being able to track where a character is in space. Yeah, being able to track where a character is in space. Um, I thought that was really useful, especially when you look at Yutaka Nakamura's footwork as it's animating. Like, it's easy to be like, oh, the footwork and the action's really cool and stuff, but you have to notice that he's moving marker through space, and, like, being able to do that intuitively takes a bit of practice, and so um that's very cool. I don't know. So, like, you see here, marker moves towards the camera, I'm also probably doing a really bad job of like in this animation, particularly in like maintaining or keeping proportions consistent. That is definitely something that I do need to practice. Yeah, I think it would have been cooler or better. Oh, you know what? Actually, I just realized. I think I got this from Doshi. That's his YouTube channel name. He's a really cool. Um, he's a cool YouTuber. He's done a few actually learning how to animate videos, and um, he talked about when doing studies, try and like switch up the angle of like where you're doing the study from, so that you don't end up like just copying the animation. So like right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and do my own. Um, I'm gonna try and do my own rendition of it. Um, and try and probably fail at it because being able to being able to immediately just do this is just not gonna be easy. But my hope is that like with time, with new studies, I'll be able to kind of get the hang of it. Yeah, so I'm gonna animate now. I don't know how to add music to. Oh, I think I can just like open YouTube. Oh, probably put this here so that y'all don't see my wacky music tastes. What should I play? I don't have my shit completely destroyed. Let's put lo-fi beats. I wonder if I'm probably not allowed to use them actually. I think worst case scenario, I just end up muting this portion of the stream. The worst case, I should probably just Google this shit like, lo-fi free to use, lo-fi free to use music. Okay, I think I hope so. If this is not royalty free, then I might end up just combusting, spontaneously combusting, like those infernals in Fire Force. I'd probably try and keep this as short as possible as well, because I got school and shit. I have to go to hospital later. Ideally, I don't usually listen to music as I'm animating because I just find it really distracting. But I'm gonna make an exception today. I plan to like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna just make a new layer. I'm gonna practice. Practice one. Let's put this back. I wanted to like, I don't even think I'll do what I wanted to do because I wanted to like have a project there, but I don't think that'll be the right play. But it's okay. Oh wait, you couldn't hear the music actually. My bad. It's on me. Anyway, I'm gonna get into it. So I'm gonna populate the timeline with some frames. then I'm gonna get started. I'll probably maybe try talk about my process. Yeah, so I don't know how well, like, because it's been like a day since I did the study. Um, I don't think I'll be able to do it one for one, but that's not the point. It's just to see if you can understand, like, okay, how did Yutaka Nakamura in this cut actually like um move the stuff around? What's his how did he show his footwork? And that's the important thing. So I think the action in here doesn't really matter as much. I think doing like a rough storyboard should actually help a bit, so I can at least get my there's like points you want to hit while animating. So I'm gonna do like a bizarro where it's not exactly like the same. So it starts with marker like blocking. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure I'll probably like fuck up a lot of the poses. Yeah, my shit is lagging. I wonder if I can. Does it need to reduce system resources, or something? It's because I put on YouTube, huh? But it's gonna my shit's gonna be a bit slower. Yep. Sorry guys, I don't think I can play music. My laptop might explode. I think my laptop can't handle it, guys, so I'm just gonna put this off. Yeah, my laptop dead as can't handle it, so we're just gonna stream without music. So I'm just gonna have a frame here. Even without the music, it's like really struggling to like keep up. But there's something I really wanna do. It's annoying. So I have to be a bit more. I have to be a bit more sparse with my. Even changing tools is kind of a problem now. Oh my god. So currently, what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get like a rough not story. It is like a storyboard actually. Oh my god, I think I fucked up with where I drew this on frame 25. Damn. I know I can probably just copy it, but I kind of don't want to do that. Just adding more work for myself. Um, Alright. Oh, by the way, this isn't mine. It's from the Sakuga Foundry Discord. The layout template rather. So go check it out um if you want to if you wanna use it. Though I did remove the little icon here that was there because they're not affiliated with that company anymore. So and I'm using a Sakuga Foundry template, not a template from that company. So I thought I shouldn't I don't know. Anyway, um you're right, come on. I'm really bad at this shit, bro. But the first study is supposed to suck, so I'm being a bit too careful with my drawings. I think I'm gonna just I'll try to be a bit quick and then maybe like clean them up a bit later. Um my god, did I do it again? Yo, I need to be put down, bro. This is crazy. I need to actually be put down because there's no way I just did this shit twice. That's actually insane. Alright, so here we go, take 3. So I'm gonna just have my character gets hit, and so that's what they're blocking here essentially. Um yeah, that's what they're blocking here essentially. Mm. And it's really uncomfortable like doing this, if I'm being honest. Trying to remember the poses and then failing. Because I'll probably have to I'm gonna have to probably study this card quite a bit. Because there's so much I love about it, but I can't really capture it off rip. I'm trying to like vary the shapes um of her outfit or her little cloak. Because I did have the cloak in the study. It's just I know it's adding more work to for myself, but I do think it's important. So Marco is gonna be moving this way. So she's gonna be moving this way to the ground. So if that's the case, also I'm kind of seeing that from this angle. So maybe this like someone that's um oh actually I think this works actually. And then add um soul stuff. I really need to finish not finish but rather read this Soul Eater manga because I heard that it gets really good in the manga. I wasn't quite satisfied. I thought the ending was just alright. I wasn't quite satisfied with the ending of the anime. So I'm gonna have a pose where she lands. So she's gonna do a spin. Um, how's the card again? So she's gonna land. Oh, what's her position when she lands? But she's landing and then like spinning. How does she land again? Oh my god, I can't remember. I'm gonna just have to do a bunch of bullshit. Alright, so the sense of weight that I noticed that Yutaka Nakamura has with this card, I'm gonna try and like put off onion skin so I can pay attention. The sense of weight Yutaka Nakamura has is because of his sense of spacing. He'll have like a few cards that are like really close together. Ah, man, I feel like I'm fucking up. What are the angles? What is this angle? So that you don't have like really static poses. There is like a place and time for static poses, but this is not one of so maybe I can have it like this. Probably have to like study a bunch of athletes honestly to like get a better sense of like get a better sense of all this. My shit's lagging again. It's gonna be really annoying doing these studies while streaming because at some point my laptop just gives out. I have to keep the proportion of the stuff consistent. Mm, to make this a bit more dynamic. So I wanna just have this and this. I don't like that. I don't like that a lot. Yeah, my version's gonna blow, bro. It's gonna be dog shit. Man, I can already see it. But I need to like give myself like more positive self-talk. And I don't like the spacing on that. Probably have to move it in a bit. Gotta give myself a bit more positive self-talk because I realized that I am quite. Oh, I remember how this goes actually. There should be one more here. I can't remember how it goes. But now, because I don't remember there's like 5 frames here. Um, um, it's forcing you to remember how it was. Okay, how about I invent something? I don't know. I'm stumped. I really don't know what exactly happens next. It's essentially just a basic clip of marker landing, but trying to get the timing right. Or like a hit up on timing. I don't know. I'm not doing a good job. I feel like, but I realize I'm talking myself out of this shit because I'm not gonna be good. Like I'm not an animation savant. I think I said I might have not said this earlier, but um maybe maybe it's the lack of like desire, but you know, if I'm streaming it, then I probably do have the desire to keep going. So it's definitely not that. Right, I'm also just invent something here. I don't think this is how it moves. Come on. Oh, man. I feel like my confidence, even in my strokes, is being like is being like sucked out just purely because I'm afraid of fucking up. Man, that's the school mentality for you. I need to figure out how to like get out of that rut of like always expecting perfection for myself. Because especially the new skill like animation, I'm just gonna fail a bunch. If marker is landing, should not want the stuff low. In that case, then I probably have to change this pose as well, so that it then have, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, have this arm a bit higher. Must probably move it as well. I have like really mighty negative self-talk, I'm not gonna lie. Like right now, I don't know, it's like it's like one of those classes in JJK where it's just like constantly telling me in my mind that I'll never be a great animator. Uh, which you know, it's not nothing to do with like anyone watching, but it's like that's funny. It's a bit funny that like there's always that voice of like self doubt, always. So I think what I'll do is I'll have this stuff kind of move this in this direction. Is that the direction I really want to be moving it in? How does marker land? Because if marker lands here with her stuff and she's supposed to spin with it, so she does land facing us, the audience. She does land like looking at us, but um, this is like from the mind of Utah, bro. It's just like mind wobbling, bro. God damn. This like fluid type of animation is like the type of animation I'm going for, but it's like so hard. I think I do need keys. I need to like make keys so that I don't get like lost. um I think let me focus. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna focus on making keys first and foremost, just trying to remember the story rather than going at it straight ahead, because I think to go at it straight ahead you have to have like a really good sense of knowing what or where you're going, and I feel like I don't have that. So I think I'll just have that as my first pose. I'm gonna reduce it to like maybe, oh, oops, that's not what I meant to do. I'm gonna reduce this to maybe like 10 keys. It turns a lot though. So action 1 is marker here, action 2 is gonna be marker. I'm trying to like make them as consistent as possible as well. Okay, so what's she going to be doing with her arms? She's landing, and so also the momentum from the fall is going to be really, or she's not gonna actually release the momentum. She's going to use that momentum to like spin. She's gonna use the momentum to spin. So that's what I want to be capturing. That transfer of momentum from like getting hit here into like, I think this might be too low. I think a good rule of thumb that I learned maybe studying someone else was always have like the head at the horizon line. So I'm gonna have her stuff. It's gonna be like this here. Um, like her arms are gonna like relax because she's like releasing a little bit of that momentum. I should probably not have this here because it's kind of like I'm cheating off it, but um, so I need to just think about, okay, if I'm releasing my momentum, I'm gonna have my shoulders at this angle, and I'm gonna have my legs at this angle, maybe. I'll maybe like bring this back in a bit so that my arms are going down. So I feel at the end of the day, it's, you know, what's your intention with each pose? Just remember her bending her knees. Mm. Oh, nope, nope. I remember. It's um, it's this. Yeah, it's like I'm seeing the sole of her feet. Mm. But making Maka a lot shorter than she actually is. So just making her a bit taller, making sure like do I like the arc here? No, I don't like it. I don't like it. So I'm gonna move Maka back actually in space. So that there's a bit more space for her to like come around this way. Is there enough space for all the poses? Because there's like 4 poses in between or 3 poses in between these two. Gonna have it there. Maybe move this a bit to the left. Then what's her other foot doing? What's her other foot doing? So I'm just adding the arms. I thought they're like super important or anything. They are super important or anything, in fact. What with her? Because this is landing and she's kind of bending it. So this other leg is like super straight. So what is she gonna be doing with her other leg? Um because she's gonna end up like transferring this momentum to the next step. So this is gonna like go down. It's gonna go down a bit into the next step, and then she's gonna use that to like spin and transfer that momentum into like the staff turning. And so I need to figure out like, okay, if I was gonna spin, like how would I pose my character? Oh, I think I like this actually. Probably introduce the angle here. That's not working. Maybe it's a bit stiff. This doesn't look like she's bending it. Like, maybe increase this a bit. Maybe she's a bit relaxed here. Maybe like move this up a bit. I don't know. Move the stuff up a bit. I don't know, but for now I think I'm gonna use that as a placeholder. And so what is my next move here? I don't think this is it, because like she has to have like her guard up, no? She has to have her guard up against anything that might be. You have to think about Maka as like a martial artist, not just like a person swinging around a staff. So what is it that Maka is protecting? She has to protect herself, her vitals, while also like setting up for the next attack. So maybe don't have her, or maybe, because I think right now when she lands, like a lot of her momentum is going into her back as well, because she's like leaning back. So maybe change the angle of the torso. So like she's leaning a bit forward, not too much though. Then have this stuff be a little bit closer to her chest, because she's like guarding her vitals at the end of the day. Probably not have it be straight this, because this is not dynamic, right? You want to have like a little bit of dynamism. Maybe like this shape or this shape, it goes against maybe even the perspective that's set up by the background. You don't want it to like mesh too much. Of course, Utapon does use it a bit, the static pose, but it's very well used in the animation. So very cool stuff from Yutaka Nakamura, honestly. So what am I gonna have Maka? So I'm gonna have this. And let me extend the length of the stuff because the sole is like really long. I think maybe this works. Maybe trying to be have a bit of fun with like the angle of the stuff, so that it's not always either this way or, I mean, yeah, this way or this way. Like have ups, have downs, have it like really foreshortened and stuff. Yeah. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, I wanna have it like really foreshortened. Yeah, that works. Maybe have it like this, this short foreshortened. How would this look? I'm trying to imagine the box here. That's here. I'm trying to fit in the. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do actually. I'm trying to fit in the curves of the blade. I feel like I'm doing a shitty job at that using this method. I think I'm also gonna do a bunch of streams just trying to get better at like my fundamentals, because shit, that's not like the bad or anything. It's just probably could always use a bit of retouching up, you know. I don't like my dogs. My dogs came to say hi. Hey, baby. How you doing, girly? How you doing, mama? She wants to go out for a walk, but it's like raining really heavily outside. Um, yeah. I can't believe in like in like almost 50 minutes I've only done two poses. Animation really is brutal. um, yeah, animation is quite brutal. Um, I think let me open the door for her so that she leaves. She just goes downstairs and chills because she's getting up on me. Mama, there's nowhere we can go because it's raining currently. Can't see for yourself. It's just raining. It's been raining all morning. You can't really go anywhere. Let's let her go because there's just no point. There's no point in like keeping her in here. Because I think she's just gotten bored. She sleeps in my room sometimes. So, oh my god! I just realized like I can like push this pose a bit, even better actually. Um, so I'm gonna like and I'm gonna like do this. There we go. A bit of dynamism. I think I am adding dynamism anyway. I could just not be using that term correctly. Yeah, so that like the pose is not stiff. Because at the end of the day, we are moving poses around in space. That is what animation is. And then I want to keep track of the shadow. I don't know how to. Okay, I'm just gonna. How would this fit in space? So, yeah. So I like that. So here she's obviously gonna be in the sky. Yeah, so like even with the shadows, there is a bit of an arc. I like that. And then what pose do I want to make a key? So like keys are basically storytelling poses. Um, so when I put in this, what's going to be next? So marker gets hit, marker lands, marker spins. So we're gonna add marker spins. This, oh man, Yutaka Nakamura is such a master at like, so like basically she pivots off this leg. So so it just this whole action essentially happens. So she does a full 360, right? So she's gonna have. So I'm gonna do the 180 pose, the 360 pose. So the 180 pose is just. Is that what happens actually? Or maybe I'm like making this shit up. But I think as long as I get to like she spins her stuff in the circle thing, and then she lets it go in that really cool pose. Oh man, that's so cool. Yutaka Nakamura is so cool, bro. I think I'm just gonna study a bunch of his older sequences to see if I can get better at like just not just action, but like thinking about action, thinking about animation in general, and like what to think about. I'm just trying to get into like the head of okay, because Yutaka Nakamura I realize has like really strong poses. His poses are so strong. So like I think if you want to like get to that level of mastery, you have to just spam figure drawing like a lot. Like Right now, I haven't been doing a lot of figure drawing. I've just been doing a lot of everything else. Just trying to get good generally, in a general sense. But I really want to focus on figure drawing. No, that's a lie. But I need to do more figure drawing. I want to get better at like art in general. Um, so she's gonna be looking this way. And by the time she's looking this way, she's already spinning her. Oh, she's gonna. My goodness, it's not gonna be too. Um, Spacing is a bit too wide here. Just move it a bit closer. I'm just gonna put on the onion skin. I try to animate without the onion skin, but I think I'm just too newbie. I'm just too much of a noob to be doing that. But I just wanna make sure the proportions aren't wrong. I try to give it a bit of distance because there are a bunch of in between this and that. Okay, so I need to pay attention to which leg she's using to step. So she does step and then transfers the weight down, sweeps this across into a step. So she's gonna be stepping with this leg. So this leg is gonna be in the Yutaka Nakamura definitely did not use that. But I kind of wanna add a little bit on my own because that's like the actually maybe because I feel like there's a step between this. I think it's just gonna end up being the same foot that's gonna land. Because I think she'll take a step with this foot. How will that even work though? Maybe I'm not thinking this through. Like, how will this look like? How will this motion look like? Because she goes from here to here and then spins, right? And then so when she spins, of course, I will not see. It'll be, of course, at this angle, so I'll not be able to see her spin. It'll be at this angle. What angle is this currently at? So we have that and that. So I'm gonna kind of switch it up and have this instead. And I think it works actually, because now I can kind of do that. And now to think about the angle of the torso. So if that's high, that means that this I'm gonna have like a bit of a shape here. It's not gonna be like this, it's gonna be like a bit like that. And if this is like this, that means that this foot that's on this side is raised high and this one is bent. So yeah, actually this kind of makes sense. So I'm gonna not make it too high. Make it I feel like I'm repeating the pose here a bit, but it's okay. I really can't have any applications open outside of whatever I have open already. Yeah, it's already started. um yeah. I don't think this works. Um just trying to figure out how I'll have this. So what is it exactly? So this knee is bent, this is bent. So I'm just gonna put it down regardless of like what foot is this? It's this one now. So like mm, I don't think that's a pose. But I kinda want to move it along so that um I think I'm gonna be selfish a bit and just try and get this right. I don't know. I can't figure the legs out. I can't figure out the footwork. The footwork, I feel like, oh, you know what this means? It just means I need to study more dance animation because they have amazing footwork over there. I just need to lock in and study dance, honestly, because this is rough. This is rough. Before I can even do a Yutaka Nakamura study, before I can do a Nori Matsumoto study, I need to study footwork. I need to be able to And we'll aim to study dance and sport because shit, I'm like actually having such a rough time right now. Um, I'm an hour in. I think I'm gonna stop my stream. I think I'm going to finish this off stream. Um, yeah, thanks for watching. If there's anyone watching, I don't think there's anyone watching. I can see right here that no one is watching. But thanks for if anyone decides to look up this stream later in the future. Like, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out my stuff. Right now I kind of have like a bunch of school stuff to do and stuff, so I'll probably maybe stream in the evening. Um, I don't know, but hopefully I can give you all another stream again. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of do this. I wanna try and study animation and make videos on it because I think they're cool. But I also need to figure out what I want to say in these videos. Not just. I think having someone just study animation is it's no fun. So yeah, I think I'm gonna look through the Yutaka Nakamura cut again and then try to. I think with my intention with the first cut was just like, oh, copy cool, but not thinking about. Okay, I was thinking about the footwork and like where the feet lay, but like it was in sequential order. So maybe I'll try take away poses that are not keys and try and study those and see like where the footwork goes from those poses rather than like the whole thing, because going at it from the whole thing perspective is like really really difficult, like really really difficult. So um yeah, that's my plan. um I know typically for action animators you tend to just want to like do it all at once. I think that's the like one of the points of speed battles. I also want to get faster as an animator because like in the past hour, though warranted I am doing a study, I've only done 3 poses, not even like 2.5 poses. So in an hour I should at least get through like, when I'm doing like really really rough poses like this, I should at least get through like 4 or 5 or 6. That's like a pose every 10 minutes. So I probably do need to like to increase to. I'll do a few speed battles so that I can get better at this and get better at planning under pressure. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you all soon.